Right, so it's my birthday. I'm 22 now. I'm an old ass man. Anyways, this video will be 22 mistakes with fitness I have made throughout my fitness journey over the past 3 years. I'll put a picture up on the screen now of what I looked like at the start of the fitness journey and a picture of what I look like in this current day. So let's get started. So the first mistake I made was not eating enough protein. It's a very genetic and one you've heard a million times of get your protein, this and that. And yeah, at the start of my journey I used to never get enough protein in, so typically about 0.8 grams to 1.2 grams of protein per pound of body fat is probably the best amount for protein you can have in a day. So I weigh about 160 pounds, so I'll need to get 160 grams of protein in each day, more or less. So at the start of my fitness journey I was not getting enough in at all. I was getting about 90 to 100 grams, something daft like that. When I put screenshots up of my old MyFitnessPal, and that tells the story. So yeah, you need to get protein in. Second one ties in the first one, is not eating enough in general. When I was cutting this, so from this picture to this picture I lost about 2 stone in 4 or 5 months. And yeah, I was on a diet of literally eating 1500 calories a day just to get rid of the weight very quickly, and as a result of that I lost a lot of my strength. I could barely lift like 4 kg dumbbells over my head or 12 pack of water. Could barely carry that much, so that was a trade-off. I lost a load of weight, but I was eating like very little, which was unhealthy. But this is a mistake I made and I'm glad I got it out of the way, you know. So it did help me in a way, but obviously it's not healthy to lose weight. I lose that much weight in such a quick amount of time. Third tip, obsessing over abs. So I've got down to about 10 stone 2 pounds, so 142 pounds, and I really wanted abs, so I wanted to go from chubby to abs in a year to see how it was possible. So between this picture, which was took in October, till around May 2020, so October 2019 to May 2020, I stayed about 10 stone 2 for that period of time, constantly chasing abs, and abs never came. And obviously being 142 pounds at my height is not healthy. I went from fat to skinny fat, and I was obsessing over abs, you know, constantly eating very little so my abs would come through and that. So again, obsessing over abs, bad do. But we move on. Fourth one, too much cardio. So during that time, October 2019 and May 2020, I used to do my workouts on 3 days a week, but I used to do 4 cardio sessions a week on the treadmill, which would be about 10 minutes of running and 35 minutes of walking while eating only 1500 calories. And me thinking, where's my strength? You know, I was just so focused on abs, I've neglected strength, and I was making very little progress in terms of strength, and I was doing a lot of cardio. Now, cardio's great if you use it properly. If you obsess over it, then it'll negatively affect you. But if you do, like, I do kickboxing now, so that's my 2 cardio sessions a week. I think that's a healthy balance, as well as walking 10k steps a day, which is enough cardio. So obsessing over cardio just does you bad. Incorrect form. Now I train at home, and this is a mistake I made for so long, and one thing you should do, if you train alone or at home, record you doing the weight, so the lift, sorry, the movement even. I'll put some videos up on screen on my incorrect form, and send it out to people who work out as well, who are quite experienced, like personal trainers that you know in your area. Like literally, you don't even have to know them physically. Like if you follow them on Instagram or Twitter, just send them a video of your movement, and then, because that's what they love to talk about, that's what their job as personal trainer is, literally involved in the gym, so they will help you out for free basically. All you have to do is like send a voice note, you know, when you get time, check this out, and they'll be like, yeah of course, and then send your exercise over, and then they'll review it and help you with it. So just doing that. If you work at home or even in the gym, just ask someone who sees and say, hey mate, can you take a look at this please, and they'll be glad to help. 6. Ego lifting. even I work at home and I still prone to eagle lift where my form's shocking, but I just want to pull as much weight as possible. And eagle lifting just hurts you in general. Like when you're doing the exercise, say if you're doing it in front of the mirror, you just look sloppy, and it's just like an eagle thing where like, right, I need to lower the weight, and it does hurt lowering the weight, but being able to do it properly with full range of motion pays off rather than eagle lifting. So yeah, eagle lifting, eliminate as much as possible. It's hard to do, of course, but yeah, even at home I'm still prone to it. Number 7, inconsistent training times. So I used to train sometimes on a evening, early afternoon, late afternoon or night time. So when I done my first split, it was Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and this was during lockdown. Unfortunately for me, I could still work out, but some days I'd work out at like 12 p.m, next day 4, next day, well, Monday 12 p.m, Wednesday 4 p.m, and Friday 7 p.m. So it's just like inconsistent, and because of that time, like say on a night time for that Friday 7 p.m, I just couldn't really be bothered, so I never really tried that hard. So I've found now I work out 5 days a week. I will literally do my workout, apart from Monday morning, I will work out at 5:30 in the morning. On Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I will do my workout around 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. time. I think that just works best for me after work. Actually, Saturday is I work out in the morning, but Tuesday, Thursday, Friday I work out at the same time. It's just I find like I put time aside to do my workout, then I think that's a great time for me where I feel quite energized. Like when it was too late at night time, I was like, I just can't be bothered, you know what I mean? Number 8, cereal for breakfast. Right, cereal pre-workout was great for you, breakfast is trash, doesn't fill you up, spikes your insulin because it's full of sugar, no explanation. I used to have like cereal like before I went to work, so like 7 a.m, and then I'll be starving like an hour and a half just because I've had like not a very saturated meal, barely any protein in it. So now I have a breakfast, 4 boiled eggs, 4 little pieces of toast, butter, proteins hit, fats hit, carbs hit, brilliant. Takes me to lunchtime. Lunchtime's when I start getting a bit hungry, but that's like 5 to 6 hours after I've ate. So yeah, cereal for breakfast, bad idea. Number 9, not going to failure. Now you don't have to go to failure on all your exercises, like even if going to failure or 1 to 2 reps left in the tank is great. But I used to be a massive pussy and when the exercise started hurting a bit, like not hurt as in like injury, I was like, it's a bit tough this, I just like break and stop for a minute, you know, to get it back. When I know I can do a few more reps just because it hurts a bit, I'll just stop. So yeah, not going to failure completely, that's a bit of something I have to pick up and learn, something that I've picked up and learned even. 10, avoiding the hard exercises. The big compound lifts, bench press, squat, pull-ups, overhead press and deadlift. All the hard, grindy lifts, but they're just the most beneficial lifts overall for you. Like deadlift full body, squat you can count as full body, bench press works a lot of works your chest and a lot of other muscles in the body. But I used to be overhead press, I just used to barely ever do. I just didn't like lifting stuff over my head, so I avoided overhead press for like a year, and my shoulders suffered. Like I put a picture up on the screen now, like you can see that my figure just looks like quite daft. Like the arms look alright, but there's no like shoulder or traps or anything built up. I used to neglect that because I thought it was quite hard. Even bench press I used to like not do it as much because I didn't like it. Just like, oh, this is quite taxing, you know. So you have to do these big heavy lifts. 11, not enough sleep. Very easy to do, and I made a video talking about sleep. I'd recommend you check it out. I'll leave it in the link in the description. I used to neglect sleep, so I used to get like 5 to 6 hours 5 to 6 hours of sleep per night. And why was that? My man was too down bad, texting girls on Instagram, messaging them this and that, waiting for their reply, not going to bed in case I missed something, missed some pussy. Well, of course, what was the trade-off? I suffered as a result in my workouts, and 2, I didn't even get any pussy, so So a terrible trade-off in my eyes. So yeah, make sure you get your sleep. It is so important. Just your sleep in general, like for literally anything, for work, for workouts, your focuses and that, you need your sleep. 12. Scared to put weight on. Right, this is a personal one. So growing up I was chubby and I had the piss took out of me for being chubby and that's kind of like scarred and stayed with me for a while. Like after my first cut, when I cut down to 10 stone and 2 pounds, so 142 pounds, I was like a bit scared to put weight on because I had like that psychological feeling of feeling fat and that when I need to eat more to put muscle on. So overcoming that barrier and I've not like put loads and loads and loads of weight on, I've like went up gradually in that. So not eating enough and being scared of putting weight just because of like past experiences is something that fortunately I've got over and I can eat a lot now, but I'm still like, I say a bit conscious of like proper like stuffing myself with food like I used to back in the day, you know what I mean? So yeah, scared to put weight on, but that's like kind of being extinguished now. But if anyone else is feeling that feeling, I totally understand. I can see why you think like that. Number 13, eating too much protein. Right, this is a personal story as well. Like, have you ever ate too much protein to just experiment, and that is a terrible thing to do, especially when you don't get enough fibre in, because you stink, like you full on stink. Like we're going about protein farts, yeah. Bloody having, like I used to eat like 200 grams of protein plus a day, and I stank. Like there was times where I stank the place out. It was horrible. For my lunch, like I used to have like a packet of rice and 400 grams of chicken, so that would be about like over 100 grams of protein in one sitting, and there was no like fruit or veg to complement it, so it would just be full on protein, no fibre, and I just stank and my stomach hurt. So like even like pooing and that was like a bit of a pain. Fortunately I've understood food a bit more now. I understand that having that much protein in one sitting is not a good idea, so split your day up into like say 50 grams in the morning, 50 grams at lunch and 50 grams for dinner. That's just a simple way of doing it. Number 14 is not eating enough fibre. Fibre is often neglected as you think, oh, just not really important, but for your gut it is essential. Like I have about 30 to 38 grams a day, so I have quite a lot of fruit in that, and that ensures I can like poo properly, like poo healthily. So it's like I'm not gonna dive into loads of details. It's where like you poo in like 1 to 2 times a day, and that's like quite healthy. It doesn't like hurt your stomach, your gut's healthy. Now like you need to make sure your gut's healthy as well, you know, you don't want to be having stomach cramps and this and that. It is painful. 15. Lack of deloads and overdoing it. So deloading, when you're on a bulk you should deload every 8 to 10 weeks. It's recommended just to take like a 20 to 25% cut back on your exercises of the way that you do, just to make it nice and easy on yourself, so it allows your body to recompensate, because your body's going up and up and up and up. Like that's what you're doing. You're doing progressive overload, but sometimes you need to take a little break or still work out, but just at a reduced rate so you can catch up this and that. And when you're in a cut, it should be every 3 to 5 weeks, I've saw online. And in my cut, I haven't deloaded in about 7 weeks, and last week's workouts were just like a struggle and a pain. Like I'm going to London soon in 2 weeks. So I was like, right, let's see if I can like push really through the pain barrier, see if my body can make it till 9 weeks, and then with me going to London I'd miss a week of workouts. So I was like, alright, we'll get to 9 weeks and then my deload will be me taking a week off. But my workouts were just suffering, like my energy, this and that was completely down. So this week I've took a deload, and it's like, I know my body will be much better. So you have to listen to your body as well, and this is a blow to the ego, because you just want to lift heavy, 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 but taking that step back can allow 2 steps forward. 16. Not training your core/abs. There's so many YouTubers and fitness people that say ignore your abs, yeah, literally ignore your abs. Listen, if you're a high percentage body fat, wait till you go down body fat to work on your abs, but you shouldn't neglect your core or abs. Like just doing like primarily like core or abs, like the sessions are short, the exercises don't take long. Like I do an abs one now, Wednesday, Sunday, it takes me about 10 to 15 minutes, it's not long. And it's also important on like your big lifts, like your squat, deadlift, to have a big strong core. Like I remember deadlifting before and my core and my ribs started aching, and I looked it up, I was like, what's that, what's the problem with that? I had been training my core or abs directly, been putting off for like a year. So when I was pulling up the weights, like I just feel like my core aching. So now because of that pain, I've been working on my core consistently for the past 2 months. And on those heavy lifts, like my core doesn't give out, it's brilliant. So do not listen to the people, the fitness influencers or YouTubers that say, oh, don't train abs. Like, absolutely train abs. Just don't obsess over them, of course. Even if you have high body fat, it's important because you're training your core as well. You need a rock solid core. You need rock solid everywhere, so neglecting abs is a bad idea and neglecting your core is a bad idea. 17. Too much going on phone. I used to spend like 2 hours in the gym, you know, but my breaks would be extended because I'll be on my phone just doing some crap. So the one recommendation I'd make for that is to get yourself a fitness logbook. I've got one from Amazon, I'll leave in the link in the description below and a picture of it open screen now. It cost me £2 from back up to £10. But just having that, like just writing down your workouts and trying to limit the amount of time you go on your phone, because it's so easy to finish a set and you're like, oh, I have to wait, like say if you're doing bench press, you have to wait like 3 to 5 minutes to do another set. And I'll just be like on my phone, I'd go on like Twitter, Instagram or Snapchat, and before you know it, I've spent 10 minutes and I'm like, God's sakes. So going on your phone too much in the gym. 18. Not stretching. Stretching gets a bit of a bad reputation in the fitness community, but like you need to be doing like daily stretches. Like I do 10 minutes in the morning. I follow one from Oliver Anwar, I'll leave in the description below, and I've been using this for like the past 2 to 3 months, and it's just great for your body overall. And also when I got a massage, a deep tissue one 2 months ago, and that's like my body was like completely knackered, it was fucked. Like when I lift up my arm, it was so slowed, and after the massage it was much better. It's because I was speaking to a massager, oh, why is that? It's because, well, you're not drinking enough water, you need to be drinking 3 litres a day, and you aren't stretching enough, you know. I was like, alright, I'll get stretching, and it's the non-sexy thing. Of course, stretching, we just want to lift heavy weights, but just working on your body, like looking after it, and just stretching for like 10 minutes a day, that'll solve that problem. 19. Breathing properly. On your big heavy lifts, you need to be inhaling and exhaling properly, or bracing your core, like they say. Like, experiment it for a while, like personally, just do it, where you like over pressing or something, and when you exhale and then go to push up again, your body's just like knackered. So you need to inhale, like, and then exhale like at the top when you've lifted up the weight fully. So I'm just using over pressing as an example, was to say on other lists like deadlift, squat, etc. 20. Comparing. This is a dangerous one. Competing is good. I agree with competing, we all want to compete to become better. But comparing yourself to people that have already established, already made it, that affects you negatively. Just think, well, what's the point? X is the same age as me, 22, and he's benching 3 plates, deadlifting 5 plates, squatting 4 plates, and he might get down about that, which is, that's just natural as humans to compare with each other. Think, oh, he's doing this, what's the point? I'm not lifting the same amount as him. We need to look into a bit more, like, you may be the same age, but how long have you been lifting? He might be lifting 6-7 years, he might have a past. So my camera cut out at the end of that clip, and what I was saying is that, like, if they have a past in sport, for example, like they were great at football, great at rugby, this and that, or even have great genetics, that can play a part as well. Like for me, I was crap at sports throughout my life. I was bottom set PE, so I've had like no carryover from physical education in school and college to now, so I'm almost playing catch up because I was very inactive back then and bad at sports, or just avoided them in general. So yeah, like when you compare or look over people's stories and they've like you'd same age and they've like they're lifting a lot more than you. They could have like started lifting at 15, 16, for example. I'm pretty sure I said that in a video, or did it cut off? I'm not sure. Like if they're 22 and they were lifting 15, 16, that's 6 years in lifting years. And also if they've been doing like a lot of physical exercise when they were younger, like cycling, running, like very good at PE, like top set and that'll obviously play a part. So yeah, back on with the video. "21. Not using full range of motion." This can be on any exercise, just not using full range of motion, and you need to absolutely use full range of motion, even if it means lowering the weight. This comes back into ego lifting almost, but like benching, going all the way up, or even when I've been like doing like hammer curls, for example, and my arm doesn't go all the way up, you need to ensure that you're doing the full range of motion and have to drop the weight for that. So that ties in almost with the ego lifting point I made. Last but not least, skipping warm-ups. Right, don't skip warm-ups at all. You need to do your warm-ups. Even if it's like a 10-minute one, just don't skip it. You do a workout without warming up and it doesn't end well, your body's just, you know, not set, not ready, it's not primed for lifting. You know, I've done one before without a warm-up, like rushing around, and then my body and performance has suffered because I haven't activate those muscles. I went straight into a set without doing warm-up sets, like for example doing 8 sets at 50%, 8 reps at 50%, 5 reps at 70% and 1 rep at 90%. So just doing like simple stuff like that will help a lot. Thanks for watching. I hope these tips helped you in your fitness journey. Thanks a lot.